Hello and welcome to Chabot News for March 4th, 2020. My name is Will, and in today's news, we will be covering the Spend a Day in My Wheels challenge and yoga being a new detention. In entertainment news, Chris will talk about rapper Waka Flocka, and in our top 5, Ian will tell us the top 5 dumbest world records. All that and more coming up on Chabot News. In today's national news, an 8th grade student managed to convince a team of legislators to participate in a day-long lesson which they will remember for the rest of their lives. 14-year-old Alex Johnson has been using a wheelchair since he was in the 2nd grade due to a form of skeletal dysplasia, a condition that affects the growth of his bones and cartilage. Since the teen from Lebanon, Tennessee, has now been using a wheelchair for most of his life, he has been issuing a simple challenge to his peers and classmates. Spend a day in a wheelchair so they can understand what it's like to be disabled. Not only has the youngster gotten dozens of students to participate in his Spend a Day in My Wheels challenge, he recently got 10 lawmakers from across the aisle to participate in the challenge as well. With Alex's help, Tennessee Rep. Clark Boyd, our Lebanon, hosted the bipartisan event last month, and the challenge was definitely an eye-opening experience for the legislators. In other national news, being forced to sit in a room against one's will for an hour rarely promotes the personal reflection that leads to any behavioral change. And that's from the mouth of a high school principal, Jack Haydert. Yellow Springs High, along with nearby McKinney Middle School, are giving students an alternative to classic detention by offering after-school mindfulness practice led by an expert. Every Monday for 30 minutes after class ends, students can sit down on a blanket in Donna Haller's second-floor classroom and allow themselves a quiet moment to calm their emotions and focus on stillness and being present, and also increasing awareness of themselves and their school environment. And now, here's Chris with the latest entertainment news.
Thank you, Will. Now, for today's entertainment news, rapper Waka Flocka, and I still laugh when I say that name, Waka Flocka's Flame, humbles himself on a talk show. They talked about everyday struggles and says that he's aware he was a quote-unquote whack rapper. He states, quote, by 2012-13, I had $30 million, end quote. He quickly realized that his wealth at that point in time and questioned why he was still rapping. Ever since then, Waka Flocka, is figuring out ways to become a billionaire and a multi-billionaire off of business because he knew that he was capable of doing that. Furthermore, he knew he was not the greatest rapper, but was realistic enough to realize that. Now, he compares his work to DMX, Nas, and Goody Mob, and says that his lyrics are nothing compared to theirs. In other entertainment news, superstar Bad Bunny appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last Thursday and used that as a platform to bring attention to the murder of a homeless transgendered woman in Puerto Rico. Now, the reggaeton artist wore a white t-shirt that said, "They killed Alexa," not a man with a skirt. And the words reference Alexa Negron, I'm not even going to try and say her last name, who was shot to death the week earlier. He was reference the news headline in Puerto Rico, who referred Alexa as a man in a skirt. Anyway, that's all for the entertainment news, and back to Will in the studio. Take it, Will.
Thanks, Chris. In today's Bay Area news, 3 people who were recently diagnosed with the coronavirus have been transferred from the Travis Air Force Base in Fairfield over to hospitals in Contra Costa County. These patients are American citizens and were part of the tourist cruise ship called the Diamond Princess in Japan. The patients did not catch the disease in the Bay Area, though they had just brought the virus from their overseas vacation. It is currently unknown how long these patients are going to stay in Contra Costa. However, they will most likely remain quarantined as long as the virus is present. In other Bay Area news, Are you looking for a job? On March 7th, slide down to the Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View and participate at their job fair. Open positions include ushers, ticket takers, guest services, parking, security, box office, concessions, and much more. If you plan on going, bring 2 forms of identification and be interview ready. For a full list of open positions and more general information, search for the Facebook event page or go to their official website. It is encouraged to RSVP. And now, here's Ian with our top 5.
Thanks, Will. For today's top 5, we have the dumbest world records. Starting us at is number 5 is eating the most mayonnaise in just 3 minutes. This one is not only dumb, but just plain gross. Michelle Cardboard Shell Lesko holds down this title as she inhaled 86.25 ounces or 3.5 jars of mayonnaise in under the time limit, and is still the current remaining champ. Coming at number 4, we have the most toilet seats broken by the head in 1 minute. This record belongs to Kevin Shelley, who broke 46 toilet seats in 1 minute. That clocks in about 1 toilet seat per second. Coming in at number 3 is the most snails on the face for 10 seconds. Yes, it sounds absolutely disgusting in context. However, Finn Kelleher attempted this stunt for one simple reason. He just wanted to see his name in the Guinness Book. Kelleher was awarded this record for having 43 snails on his face for 10 seconds. Coming in at number 2 is highest pool dive. Laisel Shaler climbed the towering 200-foot-high mountain ridge along the Swiss-Italian border and dove from that altitude to a pool. It was estimated that he had top speed of 76 miles per hour and luckily survived, only breaking his hips. Finally, coming in at number 1 spot is the most Guinness World Records record. Yes, this one exists and belongs to Ashrita Furman. He has set over 550 records throughout his Guinness career and currently holds over 120 of them. One of his most notable ones is doing 27,000 jumping jacks and running a marathon while balancing a baseball bat on his head. And now to Will for some food news.
Thanks, Ian. Costco is at it again with its holiday-themed ravioli. Yep, that means Shamrock Ravioli is making a comeback for St. Patty's Day 2020. As everyone's favorite Irish holiday draws near, we know you have a lot of products vying for your attention. McDonald's Shamrock Shakes are also back, and now there's also a DQ Mint Oreo Blast. Aldi has even gotten into the act this year with 5 new Irish cheeses. Turns out, it's even cheesier than the Valentine's version. The clover-shaped pasta come in green and white and is stuffed with shredded mozzarella, creamy ricotta, white cheddar, Parmesan, and imported Irish aged cheddar, just for an extra kick.
Many students may be unaware that Chabot College has its own community garden right here behind the softball field. This garden may look asleep, but the microbiotic life is flourishing just beneath the surface. Built by a collaboration of students and faculty, this garden is here for students to enjoy, classes to adopt, and has even hosted a wedding. For more information, reach out to Tom DeWitt or Sean McFarland over at the Student Initiative Center for more details. Back to Will in the studio.
This Saturday and Sunday, come witness the last weekend of the Black Choreographers Festival. Come celebrate the diversity of artistic expression within the context of African and American dance and culture. This festival has been running since February 22nd and ends this weekend with a bang with talent from Emmy-nominated choreographers and other world-renowned names in the world of dance. There is even a masterclass to be held on Sunday from noon to 2 p.m. The event will be held at Laney College Theater in Oakland at 7:30 p.m. that is. More information can be found at their website. In today's uplifting news, an 8-year-old girl finally got to fulfill her dream of going to her school's daddy-daughter dance thanks to a compassionate security guard. Avi Cox, a second grader from Arkansas, has always wanted to attend one of the daddy-daughter dances at her Van Buren school. But after her father passed away over the holidays, the heartbroken youngster assumed she would not be able to go to the February dance with her friends at all. When school resource officer Nick Harvey heard that Avi did not have an escort to the dance, however, he sought permission to be her date. Needless to say, Avi was thrilled to accept his invitation, and the dynamic duo made sure to coordinate their outfits. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV, and stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 for more Chabot TV.